the 5 versus 5 picks.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no team fight on Vici at all. They pretty much need to crush these lanes. It looks like that's what they're going for. This Nature's Prophet, the one thing he does have is he's got a good matchup, right? Shadow Shaman and Dying, they don't really enjoy playing versus these treants too much at all.
I mean, in theory, if you look at VP's lineup, it looks way better. You know,
Yeah.
Morphling takes the Razor and takes all Medusa's damage, but you can't really always estimate this Vengeful plus Medusa combo because Medusa enjoys this bonus damage so much.
A bit of sort of the same effect as we've seen with the Venge Terrorblade combo in a few of the games so far. I just managed to back them up and give them that power. As we'll see how the lanes do begin, of course, as it is going to be with the fact that there's a Razor and the Medusa in the game. Paparazi taking the Razor to that side lane. Not the position that we normally see a Razor in. We'll see if they switch it around. It looks like they're still hunting for those matchups. But yeah, the Paparazi Razor, something a little bit different.
Yeah, I think it's good in this game because versus that Doom, he's trying to shut him down in the laning phase quite a lot. And we've seen some side lane Razors, right? We've seen a few of them.
Let's have a look, see how well it works out for him this game. As VP, in terms of timings, is this, I mean, you look at the fact that there's this Lycan, are you trying to overrun Vici Gaming by a certain time, or are you confident that this morph can sort of hold the later portion of a game against Medusa? Or is there a bit of a timing on this for VP?
I think there's like the middle ground, right? Like for VP, I feel like their heroes are a bit weaker on the lanes. Like for example, like bottom lane Razor is like usually smashes like melee heroes like Doom, and top lane Nature's Prophet Venge lane, so much damage on this lane. Like a zero armor hero, you can't really do anything about this.
Yeah, I think Vici's really trying to put this pressure on to just have that advantage, and then they can have this Dusa that gets really farmed, and they have this Vengeful that makes her that much stronger. So they can come out of the lanes in a decent spot ahead. Then that team fight could actually, like, maybe they could actually not have to worry so much about having that team fight in comparison to VP. They're leaving Ramses alone for a moment here. We see the Undying solo is starting to make his way up to try to guarantee the CS. Actually, he got both of them. I think with one of them with his Wolves.
And this mid lane matchup, the Morph versus the Deuce, I feel like we've seen NoOne, when he takes the Morphling to the mid lane, just outlane many different opponents and different heroes. He's very strong in these 1v1s, right?
I mean, this is definitely a Morphling favorite matchup. Dusa having like less base damage on this lane, so I would expect the Morphling outlasted him. But it kind of depends how much harass like the Dusa get onto the Morphling, how much he can like balance the CS different on these two heroes.
The animation also Dusa like really slow. Morphling has like, god tier animation. Solo in some trouble here.
Just get sprouted up. Got a lot of right click to beat down upon him with the Wave of Terror. Another magic missile will be there. Out onto the Undying, blocked up by the treants who get the decay off. But Solo will fall. They have the right click to do so. Yang takes that first blood.
I love when people get Sprout at level 2. Whenever I see the TP instantly skilled,
I was really happy
so
seeing that. They actually skilled the Sprout instead of the TP just default.
Yeah, whenever I see people just instantly skill the TP, it's just like, what's the point? You don't need to just instantly skill that ability.
That's when you know that the player is actually like really on top of his game.
Yeah.
The lanes as they are, it's definitely this mid lane where you're seeing the bigger difference.
Bottom
10 to 5 against their 5 for 2.
Doom has one last hit at the moment.
Oh,
they have
true. I totally skipped over him because he was so low down on the CS.
They have a huge creep wave coming in though here, so you're going to see Vici play pretty aggressive to make sure that he can't actually get any last hits. Paparazzi's going to get a lot of denies here.
The thing is, at least they didn't die this time around, so
that's true.
It's going great compared to that.
Say that one. Paparazzi, he's going to get a lot of damage here on a Roger. As Roger, he's trying his best to back off. They're going to get the slow, and with the Purifying Flame nuke, they'll get the kill. And Matter, I believe you're experiencing what we call the caster curse.
Yes.
So that will be another kill in the game here for Vici Gaming.
I'm part of the club now.
Doom got, what, 3 last hits from that wave?
So
yeah, Vici did a like really good job of pressuring under that wave, just making sure that they can go for that dive. I like that he skills the plasma field too, instead of, we see it sometimes just like the passive, but when you have this type of kill threat, it allows you to just provide much more chase and just that vision too, it gives you.
Yeah. It's also on the lane, it like the pushes out the wave all the time, and you sometimes on safe lane, you just want to control the lane versus like mid lane, you can skill up the passive because it doesn't really matter that you're pushing in the wave all the time.
Okay. Top lane, DY. It's going to get blocked up a little bit. Ramses will see how good the micro can be here. He's trying his best to block him off. He's doing a good job so far. Keeping him held in place. Talk about held in place. Mid lane, Roger will be there with a wraparound, but in fact, NoOne has got the damage to bring down, or he has. will take down Ori before Ori's able to turn. Still back up top. These body blocks with the walls pay off. Ramsey's micro there. That was pretty sweet, wasn't it, Massive?
Absolutely insane microplay. Couldn't have done it better myself.
That's like, this is one of those matchups, like the Morphling already has a great time versus the Dusa, and then they just bring that rotation, and now he's going to have like this free time. Dusa's under a lot of pressure here now.
In the middle, they already tried to sort of make one move over to help get the kill on the Dusa. Dusa, as you say, he always got to be very careful about going down again. They get another wrap around if Roger's able to get him from the side. It's a pretty easy kill between him and the Morphling. We're positioned aggressively. He's feeling confident as he has that haste rune. Roger is starting to make a move towards him yet again, though. As he is there hiding in the camp, we'll see if he finds an opportunity to step forward.
He does have the ward in the lane, though, so he will see as soon as that Shadow Shaman walks down onto that low ground.
It seems like Roger realizes, I mean, it's hard at the moment. Ori is full health on the mid Dusa. Won't try and make a move in. Top CS at the moment, 19 for 4, 15 on Yang, 19 for 2 on Ramses. Yang able to get a good amount of denies. I bet a few of those probably Treants.
15 denies on 2 of the cores right now. Vici in that laning phase, 5 minutes. Bounty.
Bottom. Roger's going to be there with the shackles. Paparazi has the backup from Fade. The roots out onto Pasha. He's dealing a lot of damage with the static link. We'll get the slow with the plasma field, but Pasha with the scorched earth will be able to walk away. Get himself out of there. Vici Gaming able to secure at least that bounty room for themselves. Back towards mid. No on the bounce.
Fire.
Won't connect on him, and he does manage to shift enough strength up anyway. Bound bottom. Pop down the tombstone. Ramses is at least able to deny it. Make sure that Vici Gaming don't get that gold bonus. Noah Sprout is out. Ramses cuts his way out. Solo blocking them off. He's stealing a fair bit of strength, but they've got the lockdown with the magic missile, cutting him around with the Treants, controlling him. This time it's Yang to try for the micro control, and he's doing it here. There's a beat down Solo. One more Purifying Flames from Faye finishes off the kill.
Blocks on the both sides.
Yeah, Yang and Ramses giving us the micro show.
I actually it took me a moment, but I just actually realized they have this Venge and the Oracle on the same team, and it's usually been DY playing the Oracle, but he's also the one who's been playing the Venge all this time. So it is Fade going to be playing it this time around.
Bottom Paparazi is on his own here, as Roger will turn with the shackles down. It's a lot of damage being stolen though, so they have to be careful. They cannot stand near this Razor when he has 168 right-click stolen. Same time, Fade able to nuke down NoOne.
Oh my god.
The right-clicks there from Paparazi as he was able to get pretty much that fully built-up static link. And the fact that NoOne, he must have been hanging around mid. Fade was able to come in with the Purifying Flames and finish him off once he was low.
Looks like it. They even tipped him. Because he gave him a freebie, you know?
I'm really surprised they tried to go for that play bottom.
Oh, back top. Roots on the Ramsey. TPs will come in, so Vici Gaming have to back off. Double TPs inbound from both Roger and NoOne. He's also joining the fight here, trying to turn things around. A burst down DY. The tombstone will be farmed up by Yang. See if VP can chase down the Prophet. NoOne will have a strike back up in a second. There's the first one out. Pushes him to the side, allows VP to close the gap a little more, but Yang's back under the tower. They can't dive further. Pasha.
Trying to get something.
Pasha's no TP.
If they wrap around here with DY, get the slot from Paparazi. Static link setup will be there. They'll run down this Doom. Again, Paparazi just able to build up so much damage, but the neutral kryptonite! Oh, a little unfortunate there for Vici Gaming. That first hit coming in too hard from Paparazi, bringing the Doom down low enough to die to that touch from the neutral. Space will be there again, as this is, what, the 5th game in a row with Vici Gaming. They're taking this mid-tier 1 tower, 7.5 minutes in incredibly early. They'll try and poke towards NoOne. We'll root him up, but he's already got the strength shifted up. We'll be able to back away. They have a magic missile, but he'll dodge it with the waveform. Get back to safety.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
The aggression from Vici starting to build up here, though. As you said, this is the 5th game in a row they kill that middle tower around, like, between that 5 and 7 minute mark. Just know their priorities.
And they're getting that early lead. 5-3, 2K net worth advantage at 8 minutes in.
Yeah, putting pressure on all the lanes. You see the Morphling is being impacted by it quite heavily, as well as that Doom. And this time it is Paparazi who is getting pretty much that free farm this time around. He's not a Terrorblade, but as this Razor, he's just going to be able to... That hero just farms so fast. Doesn't have the passive skill up, though, so it's a little bit different.
Feels like he wants to more like be the more active approach this game, just taking the plasma field up, so he's like team fighting is way stronger this way.
Top lane Roger caught out once more. Yang Sprout into the Treants. The blocks off there as well, allowing them to burst down a Shaman.
Dire's bottom
More
tower
kills,
is
more
under
action for them
attack.
as they keep the pressure on this top lane.
That's Yang's Midas if he chooses to buy it. He had it queued up.
Under attack.
I'm surprised how well like this VP top lane did. It's Undying Lycan against Nature's Prophet Venge. It should usually be like a really favorite to Nature's Prophet and Venge. I think that's like the only redeeming thing in this game right now, that it's actually keeping them into the game.
He's not able to get there in time with his helmet-dominated Centaur. TP out in place. We can see pretty much the three cores of Vici Gaming just that little step ahead.
They're definitely going to look to make a move here. They have Wrath of Nature available.
Dire's
Bottom lane could be a little tricky to hold. They'll send Solo down here for now, VP.
Vici has that high ground ward here, so they can watch if anybody else does rotate down here. So Solo has to be careful not to get dove here, because they could actually even bring in the NP here to push that tower like we saw in that mid lane.
They don't really want to go right now. They're still lacking the levels on supports, like the ultimate spells. Like they're both supports, still not level 6. It's getting 10 minutes into the game. I feel like they want to just level up the supports first, and then they'll make their first big move. Okay. It's gonna come around in like 1 minute.
There's a lot of pings on Solo. I mean, Fade, you know, he's definitely making the call, saying if he steps in, we could try for him.
Bounty runes. 3 for Vici.
Yeah, so sort of across the whole series, Vici Gaming have been very good at controlling the majority of the runes.
Looks like it's going to be if he continues Spirit Vessel rush on a Nature's Prophet to deal with that Morphling. I mean, it's good in this game. Morphling, Doom, and Lycan, all three of these heroes high regen. Oh, they got all of them.
They got all of them, and they're continuing to take tier 1 towers. The bottom lane push still only being answered by Solo alone, and Solo on his own won't be able to do too much to put a stop to this.
I mean, again, this VP draft does not have outpush again, just like the similar times in the earlier drafts. Now Solo.
They have strong fighting, but they can't really defend towers. How they want to defend towers is just killing the heroes, not actually just defending the tower.
Yeah.
So at least the sort of second tombstone as well that's been farmed up by Vici Gaming. It's got to be careful there, Solo. It's a fair bit of gold to give away in the early game.
NoOne. Dropping very low. Roger gets hit by one of the last bounces. 350 damage on him, but
is able to TP out though. They won't quite be able to find him. Fate does try with a quick fortune send upon himself, but he's out.
NoOne knows what one of the wards is too. He was jungling actually and got hit by one of the bounces. So we should be able to get that D ward soon on VP.
And Ramsey's just continuing to farm up the Necro book. Been pretty undisturbed in the jungle, but it has meant that Vici Gaming, they're getting away with a lot of pressure. They're moving on to this top lane. They've already taken 2 tier 1 towers. This will be the third. 11 minutes in. They're playing the pace very fast again.
It's looking very passive from VP this time around again.
They're smoking top. They want to take the fight. They're too late for the tower though.
Let's see if they can catch Elise Yang, as they will find him in the trees. He's able to go for the Sprout to block them off, though, and that's going to allow him to TP away. VP, though, they're going to try and chase down Paparazi, the bigger kill. They're in with Ramses, who'll get the Centaur on top of the Razor. DY goes for the swap to the side, but that's actually swapped him into the Serpent Wards. False Promise comes out from Fade, keeping Paparazi alive, and now VP, they have to back away. The Stone Gaze affects Roger. They'll lose the Shaman. Yang TP's into the front line. He got the Sprout off onto Solo. They'll turn with the strike onto Yang. They do get the kill with NoOne punching back. He'll turn his Venge, trying to get a magic missile out, but VP, they've already lost 3. Pasha and NoOne, the only 2 left alive. They're trying their best to turn, find kills. Back into the Venge. They have magic missile out onto the Medusa. Can they finish off the kill, though? They're diving a little too far underneath the towers. Vici Gaming can turn. DY with the swap back onto NoOne. He's the last one left alive on VP, but he's going to go down as well. Vici Gaming get all 5.
Oh man, I think they overextended there getting that Doom on the Medusa. They got excited trying to go for the kill.
Yeah, it looks super back and forth. Like one time, like VG backing off, then VP backing off, and then it ended up being this like weird, like should we go or should we not go? And they kind of hesitated about it, and then it ended up just them feeding 2 kills more. How did the Lycan die? He was just dead all of a sudden.
I was trying to see if DY actually did something here. If he salved, I think he salved. Did he get the salve off on the Razor? No, he didn't. Okay. I thought he salved the Razor while he was Force Promise.
I mean, that is kind of big misplay. If he salved off the Razor could have just straight up ran in again.
Yeah.
Instead, he was so low after the False Promise.
But they still are able to clean up everybody. As VP, they get a little bit excited toward the end. They're trying to go for this chase with 2 heroes. But Vici still had 4, they still had 4 at the moment there.
It does look like almost they're able to turn, but you can't underestimate the damage from this, maxed out pretty much Plasma Field from Paparazzi. It just absolutely shreds them, slows them underneath the tower.
I mean, that's the thing about the max plasma field. People don't expect it nowadays because they expect the passive max. And suddenly it's just max level plasma field is so much damage. It's almost 400 damage on max range.
Paparazi, you know, that last fight, no surprises. You look at the net worth of all three cores, they shoot ahead.
He's almost at the same net worth as his Terrorblade was at the 14 minutes. He had like, what, 8,200? He has 7,400 as a Razor at the 14-minute mark.
Amazing player.
Yeah, he's having the dream game here so far.
That's VP. They'll try and get some pressure on the bottom lane. They have those early levels of the Necro book, allowing Ramses to have this pushing potential.
Scary thing for VP2 is that their draft is not fast-paced. Like, looking at their cooldowns, as soon as they start committing any of these ultimates, like Shapeshift, extremely long cooldown, Doom, one of the longest cooldowns in the game. Same thing with the Serpent Ward. So sure, they have this big team fight, but the way Vici's playing this fast-paced, it's definitely been catching VP a bit off guard.
And will TP in, show himself there with the Treants, immediately TP back out, as they have no interest in defending this tower. They'll concede this one here to VP's push with the Serpent.
Make sure to give Ramses the last hit there. Actually, you saw Roger stop canceling his attacks.
On top, NoOne does try and dive in with the waveform for a kill on Paparazi, but the backup's there from Fade with the false promise. I'll easily get Paparazi out of there, back to safety, going straight for the BKB after the Asher Drums. He's ready to fight, ready to roll. The strike down, knocking back the Medusa. NoOne's got to be careful though, swap back in.
They have another, but not in range.
We'll try and hunt him down, but indeed, under the cover of nighttime, he'll keep his distance, get out of there.
They protect their Obs Ward too, take out that Sentry Ward.
It's Ramses, very close to having the level 2 Necro book. And he's making okay timing, but it's still the fact that the early objectives that Vici Gaming have been able to take, the fact that VP had that disastrous fight up top where they lose all 5 heroes, they're very, very far behind at this point. 6K behind Vici Gaming at 15 minutes in.
Ooh, they're using the Wolf to scout here. They're seeing Yang.
Gonna try and run forward.
There's no mana anymore.
He's unlikely to be able to TP out.
Oh, he missed the stun.
Gonna try their best. Tombstones drop down. As Yang, he'll try for the TP out. He's out.
Oh.
He gets away. They've got nothing to stop him. Nothing to stop him.
All right, that was a highlight of today.
Yang just, he walks out, TP's out.
He didn't even go strength treads. He stayed on in treads. He was confident.
It was just, you know, that was just straight up outplay. What can I say? High skill game. I think they're looking to go Roche now, knowing that Lycan has no CD, so Lycan is pretty useless without the ultimate. So.
Did they finish up the medallion on the Venge just before this? I know he was building towards.
He's super close, but he just quite doesn't have it. But they have the Vlads on the NP and the Venge Aura and the massive damage on Dusa.
Yeah, I mean, this Dusa now is incredibly farmed, pretty much tying up with that Paparazzi Razor.
He just finished his Manta style too, so it's super nice timing for them.
This Tombstone is going to be killed almost instantly inside of these team fights. It's on cooldown still for 20 seconds as well because they committed it down bottom.
Looks like they're waiting for another set of Treants, because since they backed off from Roche Pit, they just realized like VP actually doesn't have that many Roche spells. Like they can't harass them while they do Roche. So looks like they waited the trance and go back in again.
So they got the Treants and the medallion got delivered.
Yeah, so they don't get like chipped away like in Roche Pit. Sometimes you just lose the fight because you lost too much HP on Roshan actually.
They'll get this one for free. Aegis picked up by Paparazzi, already straight in the river. They get the stun out to Pasha, chasing him down. Swap back on the Doom. Pasha's dead and gone. NoOne turns into the Razor, but he gets swapped in. He's got to be careful. Waveforms up to the high ground. Serpent wards have been dropped. They'll trap a boy for now. DY and Paparazzi getting over the false promise from Fake. Keeps Paparazzi safe and good to continue to fight. They do lose the Venge, but Paparazzi, he's diving in, chasing for more, gets the kill on Roger. There's a TP in from Yang. NoOne holds the back, turns back into the Razor, starts to steal the damage back from Paparazzi, but Paparazzi, he chases in, kills off Ramses. The Fortune is going to fly through onto NoOne. They'll continue to follow in onto this Morphling. NoOne will be able to get back to the high ground. But another fight where Vici Gaming come out on top, getting that Aegis. Paparazzi nearly having the money for the full BKB as well.
Pasha's just too poor to be able to run in like that. He's so squishy versus this lineup of Vici. They have this amplification coming from the Venge. He walks in and just gets melted. So much minus armor coming out from their side with that Venge with Medallion.
Really just feels like VP, they struggle to take a fight at this point. They're just not ready for this sort of force to begin to push. Ori and Paparazzi at insane levels of farm once again here in this game 5.
I mean, this fight came to the point that Lycan didn't have ulti, so they have no way to reach the backline of Vici Gaming. If you can't reach this Oracle and Vengeful Spirit and burst them down in these fights, they'll just keep their cores alive, and like it's just impossible to run in.
And I was concerned that they're just going to instantly kill the Tombstone, but instead, they just don't even care about it.
Yeah,
They
they
just
actually
walked
didn't
away
care.
from it.
Certainly a worry here for VP. Now, at this pace of the game, you know, they're losing this first sort of 80 minutes to a lineup with this Deucer that Ori, he's at such an incredible position already. It's not going to get any easier against him. He's going to continue to scale at a fantastic pace, being able to be this strong figurehead that they can present forward, Vici Gaming, against the push of VP. Mid lane, Ramses tries to lead in, has to pop the ult straight away. They do get the Hex off in response. The Doom down as well, onto the Razor, but Pasha just gets melted. The damage is way too much. Ramses leading in with the ult, but he has to run away. The Fortune's End will catch him. The Root buying some time, but still with the movement speed, Ramses will escape. That every fight the VP approach, they have to retreat as soon as it kicks off.
They don't have the damage. They're just lacking pretty much everything now, it seems, to be able to deal with what Vici has with this lead.
I mean, now that they use their cooldowns, it's just VG is just gonna run high ground.
Yeah.
There's nothing much to stop this.
And this Deuce is already level 15 too, so VP, they're not anywhere close to BKBs. They get hit by a Mystic Snake, everybody's gonna be pretty much out of mana inside of these fights.
I mean, that is one of the things that made Deuce viable again. They're stealing the mana from the enemy heroes so they can't use their spells anymore.
And look at this tier 3 going down in a moment. A matter of seconds, they're onto the racks here, this 20-minute mark.
Look at that, both heroes instantly out of mana. The Lycan as well as the Undying just get hit by that snake and they can't actually walk up to fight this Rax.
This melee Rax is gone. 20 minutes in, Vici Gaming opening up the middle lane. A 13,000 gold lead. This game 5, the beginning, the pace that they play at. We've seen VP struggle against it multiple times this series, and here in the all-important game 5, it feels like they're falling foul to the way that Vici Gaming approached this game.
Vici's just going to look to close this one really soon. I mean, they're building what? The Crimson Guard's done on Yang too, and the damage already wasn't there for VP. Throw this on top.
They won't be able to kill anyone.
No,
Paparazi's just not going to die. He's 406. He's this invincible Razor. You throw Fade into the mix with the false promises. There's no way they can get on top of this Razor.
Yeah, he put the anime pants on today.
He really did.
Yeah.
Paparazi is just only, you know, just constant improvement from this player.
How many deaths does he have in this series? I mean, he's 406 this game. I feel like I've barely seen him die at all throughout this whole time.
Radiant's middle
There's
tower
definitely some good stats there to be had as here we go.
Delivering some items on
Yeah,
Nature's
brought
Prophet.
the SNY, yeah.
And now up to the high ground once more. They're looking for another set of racks here. There's going to be the wraparound for VP. They're trying to catch them off guard from the side. But even if they do so, Vici Gaming can stand their ground and fight. VP, they've got to find some dream angle of initiation. Get the Doom off onto a key target. The Doom's still not quite available. It's still on cooldown, I believe. As they pop the shapeshift, it will start to charge in. Solo gets swapped in immediately. Magic Missile down. The Serpent Wards are there, but Ramses is just dying so quickly. He has to run up to the high ground. They've lost the Shaman. The Stone Gaze from Ori means that they have to back off VP with the Crimson Guard as well. Vici Gaming, they're going to do it. GG is called Vici Gaming. They've taken game 5.